people, a lot of you have messaged me about the leaked audio interview of Janie's, and Janie is Daniel Martell's mother. Where was it leaked from? Well, nobody told me, but here's something interesting. I'm getting error messages. I keep getting error messages. I searched both ways, no trails. That, I guess, is from Daniel, right? I helped on the fence. Malaya put them to bed. So he's putting the responsibility on Malaya. He doesn't want to tell us about that part. I have said from the very beginning that when they avoid something, and they are avoiding to tell us about the evening of Thursday, if it's true that Daniel has seen Jack the last time the evening before, and Malaya has seen Jack and Lilly for the last time the day before, or the night or the evening before, that would be imprinted into your brain and your heart as a mother. And you would want to talk about that part more than telling us exactly what you did in the morning. That is not important. You felt like calling the police, you this, you that, and you told your partner, Daniel, do you hear the kids? That's not important. All of these are unnecessary pieces of information. I can't find my kids. That's it. Last night I brought them to bed. They said they're still having a cough, whatever. I gave them some milk. They fell asleep around 9:30. Anything like that. We brushed our teeth. I put a pink sleeping dress on Lily. And, these are the types of things that a mother would talk about, what she remembers of the children. Please help me find them. But none of that. So the avoidance of what happened the evening before indicates something really significant happened. And the volunteering of unimportant information of what happened in the morning, what does that tell you? None of it is significant. But they want you to focus on that morning. I helped on the fence. Yes, I brought new evidence to major crimes. I meet with them after seeing Meadow 3 times weekly. Oh, and he loves to talk about seeing Meadow, right? Why? That's his way of saying, I am allowed to see her. I'm not a bad guy. If I was a bad guy, I wouldn't be allowed to see her. That's what he is doing. He is talking about seeing Meadow because he wants to brag about the fact that he is allowed to see her. Meaning, I can't be such a bad guy. The police, if they thought I killed Jack and Lilly, why would I be able to see them? What are you going on about twisting? I guess Daniel was responding to him. Yes, I brought new evidence. Okay, Malaya put them to bed. So the responsibility is now on Malaya. If she wants to tell you, let her tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I've already said enough. So this sensitive area, he wants to put on her. Malaya. Let Malaya tell you about that. You see, he likes to be able to now say she should act differently. So, let's see what's going on.
Malaya put them to bed. So he says Malaya put them to bed. Okay, fine. She put them to bed at 7, 8, 9. Which one was it? And what did you and Malaya, what did everybody do that day, that evening? right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know what we do of the evenings. It's
I don't know what you
have
do,
your
but I know what I
routines.
do.
So who was helping with the fence? Well, you're going to learn here in a minute, according to Janie, when I play this recording for you.
And I have no idea where it's from, by the way.
Very interesting.
Okay, this will be long-winded,
What
so...
are you going on about twisting? I don't know what he's talking about there.
Want to learn Thai in the next 3 months?
He said, that's when he left. He said, I got some important message. I'll be back another day.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
This
I just got some important message. I'll be back another day. Sure, Daniel. I only do interviews by oh my God, accredited news networks. Why do you not see me on YouTube doing them? Because you're scared. Because on YouTube, people will speak their minds and say, listen, that's not adding up. You're contradicting yourself. Right, first at left. I did like 40 interviews. No, you didn't. That wasn't 40. Well, if he did 40 interviews, then there are about 25 missing that I would love for you guys to send to me.
is when he got mad at me because he was kind of arguing with me about the he was talking about the news, who again quoted him on the 4th, and the other one on.
So unlike it's a crime and shame, I guess he may have asked even some questions that were, well, I don't know, and I don't care because I saw the statements that he made, and I'm not gonna get too much into things that I'm always going by the ratio, right? So I need a certain percentage of the content to be valuable to me, for me to keep listening to something. So I'm hoping this is going to get really, really good now. I mean, considering.
I think it was on the 5th that quoted
Yes.
him talking about him being on an ATV, right?
Right.
And he said, well, news gets it wrong all the time and all this. And I said, well, Daniel, it's quoted. It's quoted. And
News gets it wrong all the time. Tell me that news has gotten it wrong this time. That is also, again, when somebody says, well, news gets it wrong all the time, these generalizations are leaving away from the statement you're supposed to make. If they had gotten it wrong this time, you would say, this is wrong. I was not on an RTV or whatever. You will say it very, very clearly about this particular area. You are not going to say, well, generally speaking, but he doesn't do that. So whenever anybody gets into this big spiel, like, I don't do interviews and news gets it, you're only going with accredited networks, but they are getting it wrong? Did you catch this contradiction, people? Can you believe it? And even though it's a stupid phrase, he wants his cake and eat it too. It's a really stupid phrase I have not used in probably decades, since the 90s, but it's coming into my mind constantly with Daniel Martell. I only do interviews by accredited news networks. Why do you not see me on YouTube doing them? Yeah. By accredited, you only do, okay. So these accredited networks get it wrong all the time, right? Wow. Wowee, like they would say. Okay, Justin.
so I said, hey, let me just make it very, I just want to have a clear answer from you. Are you saying that the news got it 100% wrong? Right? Got it completely wrong. You are denouncing it. You are saying it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And that's when he said the news and stuff gets it wrong. And then later on, what question was I asking him?
Come on, think longer, think harder. Do it.
Oh, I didn't get to ask him a question. I did ask him a question. I'll have to go back and replay it.
Oh, God.
But it was, I don't know, Hawk, if you can remember. I can't remember.
This will be a 3-hour video.
But it was something very, he was contradicting something really, really bad. What the kids were wearing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I guess this is one of those leaked audios that nobody can send to me. I don't know where it's from. I have absolutely no idea. I believe it's Janie. Similar to the phone conversation with the PI that I could only find on his channel. And I haven't done any, I mean, I haven't put any effort into it either to find it, right? I have enough material that strikes me immediately. So when I get something, a lot of times I scan over something and I realize there's nothing new here. That part is covered, but the moment something new is there, I'm getting to it, man. I mean, I cannot not do it. It's almost like I'm telling myself, yeah, I'm not prepared. I shouldn't. Oh, let me wait. Maybe in 3 or 4 hours I will. No. I gotta do it immediately, because there's something about something being fresh on your mind, and also there is always this problem that people, when I'm not on, they go into other channels where they get confused. I always tell you guys, please, before you comment on my channel, and so far lately it's been going great. That I say, on some of these channels, they want to throw out any kind of possibility because they have no clue and they don't have any clear path and they don't try either. But think before you comment, guys. And I love it when you do. And that's how I have been getting a lot of good information lately as well. Come on, Justin, do it.
It was what the kids were wearing. What the kids were wearing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Might have been about the book.
And what was the answer? Think harder, man. What was the answer, Justin? Okay.
Blanket, but I'm thinking it was what the kids were wearing. And he said, I only do interviews by accredited news networks.
Yeah.
That's why you...
Avoidance. Priorities, leakage, avoidance, intentions, deception, and sensitivities. PLAIDS, my system to approach every news statement when something doesn't stick out to you. Now, you don't need to use a system if you look at the statement and immediately, from experience or intuition even, you zoom into something very, very specific. And you may not know why, but so far, every single time something stood out to me and to some of you, and you ask me, what is your take on this? Because there's something to it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. Well, those usually tend to be the important parts.
Do not see me doing them on YouTube. Networks, why do you not see me on YouTube doing them?
We know why.
Well, I mean,
because of these types of questions.
Every single live stream. So he'll only do his interviews, but he says the same people
maybe
that
when
quoted
I get glasses
him,
like that, I'm gonna do
the accredited
the same thing.
News gets it wrong.
But then again, I don't really wear glasses.
You
I tried reading glasses
twisting,
before, but then my eyes got worse.
That would be a twist.
But I can read very
well.
well.
That would be a twist. A big ass twist.
Okay.
All right, let's listen to it. Y'all ready?
Yes, I've been ready.
All right. I don't know what order this is going to be in
I don't care.
because I've got several different ones. So it might be out of order,
How did you get him?
but nonetheless, should make sense.
Nonetheless.
It should absolutely make sense. Ooh,
Fair use. Act disclaimer.
I gotta put this up for just 1 second so I can see if.
No problem, Justin.
Let's see
Just
here.
get to it. Within the
If
hour.
I'm over here.
He kind of grows on me, but I need to get to it.
Oh, nope. 1 second.
1 second, Daniel. I mean, Justin. Okay, come on, dude. I'm not a patient person, and I always was told as a kid, you need to learn patience. Now I'm very happy I don't have it, because that means I can zoom in immediately into what I'm interested in and stay there, right? So if somebody tells you, you need to learn patience, that's often said by people who are not that bright. And they will get sidetracked by anything, and they will read along. And like I said, I did some authoring, and I realized how they like to have fillers. And I like information. I like facts. You know what I mean? When rhetoric is introduced, I can immediately see through it. I always kind of did intuitively, but now with statement analysis, I'm very happy when that came along. I realized that there's a reason why, by nature, I get very turned off by certain things. I get very turned off when, like I say, I featured It's a Crime and Shame a few times. They had some original material, but no, I'm not getting into. I wouldn't be able to listen to these hours and hours and hours about, how her ex-husband was and this and that. And I can only encourage you guys, listen to the parts that are important. Skip forward, because one of you accused me, said it's my fault that you listened to a whole life of It's a Crime and Shame. What? I zoomed in only into the important parts. And what did one of you guys, another person, tell me? There was a really good one. I don't want to get back into this. That had to do with Amanda Knox. But a great statement analyst has clear intuition combined with the knowledge necessary to keep moving forward. And it means that when you zoom into something, you move forward, you can use the plate system to get started. And then, as time goes by, you will be able to see more. By the way, I have recently read an old analysis, a long one from Peter Hyatt, and I wasn't able to get through all of this. My patience ran out. There are parts that are, I think, well, let me say it like this, but I read up on things when they are important, and I have endless patience unless I don't. I constantly read, but I have to be very selective with what I am reading. That is the whole point that I am making. So a lot of you who have shown interest in my classes, I have told you, what are you paying? I've asked you, what are you paying attention to? Well, that may have to change, and that will change automatically, that you will lose interest in certain things because you will realize just how many facts are right in front of our faces that we do not even see. So as a kid, I had no choice. I would watch crime shows all the time, right? And I realize now how misleading so many of them were. But now we have the choice. Thank God for that. I can't imagine going back to the 90s and having to watch a 1 hour thing just to get to 4 or 5 minutes of where it's really interesting. Now we have YouTube. Now we can go there. Oh my God. So when I get questions about, okay, do you support this or that channel? Well, depends on the interview, depends on what they have uncovered. And apparently, he in this case, he has gotten his hands on something that is pretty good. I listened only to 4 or 5 minutes before, so a lot of this will be new to me as well. That's how I like to do it, because I want you guys to be a part of the process. I don't care how other people have taught statement analysis. It has always been partially effective for me, but only partially. For me, no matter what I do, I want to do it better than it had ever been done. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. If it's not something new, I'm not going to do it. And the way I'm doing it is the way that I wished I would have been taught when I was taught. You know what I mean? So let's go on.
If I move, okay, that'll work.
Justin, where did you get the glasses? And I'm serious. I will make a video. I will speak face to face with you guys if I get these types of glasses. My hair is now similar to his, actually. It gets very blonde when the sun is shining. And no, I don't color my hair.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
Come on, dude.
How many thumbs up do we got?
Too many.
How many thumbs up do we got?
Don't worry.
We only have 459 likes.
Okay, good.
I would like a chicken party on my birthday. I would like a chicken party on my birthday.
It's my birthday, and it's your birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to.
No problem.
Oh, Janie.
I'm sorry, people, but I do not accept Fred's requests, so please don't send them to me.
Oh, shut up. By the way, one thing I hate about Twitter the most, when people post no DMs, DM immediately blocked. And I look, and those are always the people, when I look at their timelines, there's not one thing of interest. They only reshare something. And more than anything, some of these people have been messaging me out of the blue with unimportant crap. But they put up this. So she's telling us immediately that she is not willing to communicate. She is worried about that. Now, imagine if you're the mother of, okay, she is of course not the biological relative of Jack and Lily's, right? And we know now that she was sick of and tired of Lily screaming, and that Lily's scream set off her dog. And I believe that she was a huge pressure point, people, a huge pressure point for Daniel. I believe that Daniel tolerated a lot of things simply because she was out of his league. So of course he's taking in the kids. But it changed when Malaya was pregnant with Meadow, because he figured, now she's mine. Now she's stuck with me in this shithole. And that's when he allegedly started doing drugs, according to Haley. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time, but I'm pretty sure he was on his best behavior when he met Malaya. And he already told us 2 months ago, I already brought that up and told you guys there was a major change, man, because he would not feel the need to say, remember the Daniel that you first met? That means that Daniel is long gone. And he ain't coming back. So, please don't say... Okay, never mind.
Is there anything else you want me to clear up? Because I'm going to bed soon. So.
And immediately she's telling you, I don't want to talk too much, and I'm not going to talk about anything unpleasant. She's giving herself already an excuse to not answer questions. When somebody feels a need to say that, and imagine this is with somebody who just gotten onto an interview. Okay, this is not in the right order. Justin said that, right? So this may be somewhere in the middle or towards the end of the interview, but she is telling you already, you better have a very nice question only, because otherwise I'm going to use the going to bed excuse on you and you're gonna lose me. So watch what you're saying. She wants to control this interview.
If you got any questions, ask them now.
Yeah, ask him now. Oh my God. So she's the one putting pressure. So imagine yourself having a conversation with somebody and the person telling you that. Usually I would say, well, get the hell out of here now, because I have questions as they come to me. And when they come to me, they are good. Even though I remember a lot of questions that I have for Daniel and Chris Proudfoot. You know what? There are times when I have other things on my mind and I am forgetting them. And I get messages. I have a chance to talk to such and such. Can you think of like maybe 5 questions for me? And I'm sometimes really, really stuck, because when I'm into something, I'm into nothing else, right? I know how to multitask actually extremely well, but I don't like to do it. Meaning my senses are open to anything that I may have missed. So I am not somebody who can only do one thing at a time, which is a blessing and a curse. It's an absolute blessing when you're surrounded by good information and informative people. But it's an absolute curse when you are just surrounded by banalities, trying to focus on something that's important. So let's hear her. But you see, what she's doing right now, that is already telling us she is worried about what's coming up question-wise. Okay, help me out, Justin.
Yeah, I already answered this question. My brother called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town. I said no, I was going back to bed. So I laid back down. I was playing on Facebook.
I'm going back to bed, 8:48, right? So when was it supposed to be that she woke up from her nap? Because Daniel supposedly screamed for Jack and Lilly in the yard.
I dozed off. I'm not sure what exactly time. I didn't look at the clock. My dog woke me up. I heard the kids outside.
When was that? Was it that morning or was it the evening before? You didn't look at the clock. She's already telling us, do not hold me accountable. There's something she's going to say that comes from experiential memory, and that is that her dog woke her up. And outside can also include that the kids were in their trailer outside of her home. So my dog woke me up. Your dog woke you up probably several times, because we already know you had a huge problem with Lily screaming. When was that? Oh, you didn't look at the clock. Okay, it could have been last night, right? The night before. Interesting. She's already telling you, do not try to get to what time it was. I'm not going to tell you. Didn't I tell you? I didn't look at the clock. You know what I mean? She wants to make it very uncomfortable for the person to dissect anything and hold her accountable for anything she's saying. I believe that was the night before. Lily was screaming. She kept coming in and out of the room. She was screaming. Something had happened to Jack. That's what I believe. I've already covered that in previous videos.
And then I dozed back off again. And the next thing you know, I heard Daniel home.
And then the next thing you know, not even the next thing I knew, but the next thing you know, she's not committing to this at all. Can I go back? Or is it too difficult because this is a long video, right? 104. Okay. I was going to bed, so I laid back down. I was playing on Facebook. You are playing on Facebook. Okay. I was going back to bed, so I laid back down.
I dozed off.
Also, unnecessary language. I was going back to bed, so I laid back down. You have to lay down to go back to bed, right? All of this is unnecessary. There are so many fillers here because she's avoiding to tell us something very significant. So. Janie. I dozed off. Again? Did you doze off? How many times are you going to tell us that? That is a sleep excuse, the alibi. The sleep alibi.
Send them to me. Is there anything else you want me to clear up? Because I'm going to bed soon. So if you got any questions, ask them now. Okay, I already answered this question. My brother called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town. I said no, I was going back to bed. So
okay.
I laid back down. I was playing on Facebook. I dozed off. I'm not sure what exactly time. I didn't look at the clock. My dog woke me up. I heard the kids outside. And then I dozed back off again. And the next thing you know,
I dozed back off again. You heard the kids outside and you kept dozing off again and again and again. Very selective memory, right? So this is very similar to Daniel and his sleep. Is, he tells us like he's not a deep sleeper, right? And he told us that because he wants his lies to sound more reliable. I wasn't asleep that moment. So this is again an excuse to have very selective memory. And the next thing you know, something very important that she's leaving out here. Very important.
heard Daniel hollering Jack and Lily's name.
I heard Daniel hollering. A little pause, Jack and Lily's name. That's the scripted part. That didn't happen that morning.
And about maybe 5-10 minutes after I heard him, I'm not sure exact what time because I didn't look at the clock.
Again. I'm not sure exact time because I didn't look at the clock. You know what? This is not a deposition. But you already said 5 or 10 minutes. That's what you want us to believe. But you don't want to be held accountable for it.
Okay.
Okay, come on, Justin. What you got?
This is Janie talking.
I know.
It's on Facebook.
Really? I missed that. Why didn't you guys send me the direct link there? Seriously. Because now this is going to be dragging out. I guess I can look it up, right? Right now. But I'm already at it. I love getting messages that are good. Oh, yeah. And now, if Justin can do it, I will do it too. So. I'm not sure he did have a fair use disclaimer up. I know that. But I want to know what group this was. Do I have to look it up right now on Facebook? I am. I know one of you tagged me recently in something that's pretty important from that group. Oh, and I have this, let's see. No, that's not it. You see, if he can do this, I'm gonna do the same thing, man. I will drag it out. Because if you're cool with him, you better be cool with me. Oh, gee. Now I don't see it. Hold on, like Justin would say. Hold on. Uh-oh, hold on. Derwood and Daniel said, oh my God. I'm reading only crap here. Here's some audio of Janie saying what happened. Oh, I guess we go here, right?
Yes, I will say that. And I will also say the only time that Jack and Lilly and Meadow ever went to town is when Janie was with them, because Malaya couldn't handle all three kids. And I'll tell you something else. For the last 2 years, I observed those kids in my backyard. And the only time that Malaya went out with those kids is when she took Meadow out. And when she took Meadow out, that's all she would do is take her over to see the chickens. I have never seen I have never seen Malaya push those kids down on the swing or even watch them go down the slide. I've never seen her out there playing with the kids. In the wintertime, I would go out and throw snowballs at them, build snowmans with them.
Throw snowballs at them, not with them. Those kids, twice she said those kids. This is distancing, especially when you have to consider these two kids are missing. You see, I said instinctively, these kids, they are closer to me than to you. Much closer. And you know them, and I don't.
A tall snowbank for them to go sledding in. All the grandchildren. And I would try to go coasting with them, but I have some medical problems. I couldn't really go.
Yes, you have medical problems. You want to go to bed. You don't like to get friend requests. You were dozing, or we know all that. This is the woman of excuses. That's where Daniel learned it. Poor freaking me. Not one iota of concern for what Jack and Lilly would be going through were we to believe you that they are missing.
Coasting with them, but I would push them down the hill in the sleigh. I would play snow.
And the language is not very cute. You push them down the hill. Wait a minute. Did you ever push Jack or Lily? This is very interesting, right? She's focusing on these types of things that show a certain type of aggression. She threw snowballs at them, and she pushed them down the hill.
With them, I built snowmans with them. I never seen Malaya ever do that with them. When she was out watching them coast, she was pulling Meadow around in the sleigh. After Meadow was born.
Okay. Sounds like a sweetheart.
Yes, Meadow got all the attention. I seen that with my own 2 eyes, yes. Jack and Lily were sort of put on the back burner, yes. I've never seen, when I would go in there after school, I would never see Malaya sit down and do their homework with them. I would never see Malaya
And Daniel did? BS. None of you did. None of you did. That's why they were held back. Not possibly autistic. At all. This is when, oh my God, wait a minute.
Each of them.
This is when people who are, okay, I will get to this later.
I would always read to them when I would babysit them. Yes, I babysat Jack and Lily. Whenever they went somewhere, I would babysit them. And I had no problem with Jack and Lily. Jack and Lily would sit with me and watch TV. I would take Jack. He would hold him in my arms. He would pretend he was swimming. He would pretend he was playing airplane.
And you see, she says, I had no problem with Jack and Lily. Jack first, Lily last. So now she's telling us that she had a good relationship with Jack. I actually believe that. At least better than Lily. Lily is last.
Lily would be running around showing me her dolls.
Would be.
And, yes, I did more interaction with those children than Malaya did.
Those children. Those children. Yeah, she sounds like a winner, right? These kids are missing. They didn't grow up with me. I never met them. But these kids, after 2 months, and by the way, those is very dismissive. But she says it 3 times. And now it's not a liar. It's not me lying. So when people generalize and say every time somebody uses the number 3, he's lying, I counted 3 times, right? 3 times she said those. This is just me also making sure that we don't get too stuck on certain rules and generalize them to the point where we don't allow anything else. Come on, give it to me again. Yeah, where is it? Discard changes. I didn't say. What is this? Okay.
Yes, Daniel did do a lot for those kids. Yes, I will say that. And I will also
I will say that.
say the only time that Jack and Lilly and Meadow ever went to town is when Daniel was with them because Malaya couldn't handle all 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something else. For the last 2 years, I observed those kids in my backyard. And the only time that Malaya went out with those kids is when she took Meadow out. And when she took Meadow out, that's all she would do is take her over to see the chickens. I have never seen I have never seen Malaya push those kids down on the swing or even watch them go down the slope.
Push again. Was there a time when you came into the house when Lily was screaming because something happened to Jack that you pushed Lily? This is twice now. She threw snowballs at them and she pushed. Twice we hear push.
I've never seen her out there playing with the kids. In the wintertime, I would go out and throw snowballs at them, build snowmans with them,
Not throw snowballs with them, at them. She threw snowballs at them. Did they throw snowballs at you? Was it a plaything? This sounds aggressive to me.
A tall snowbank for them to go sledding in. All the grandchildren.
Sliding in. Interesting choice of words, right? One more time.
In the wintertime, I would go out and throw snowballs at them, build snowmans with them.
Yes.
Build a tall snowbank for them to go sledding in. All the grandchildren.
Did those kids slide into anything when they were removed? Interesting
and
language.
I would try to go coasting with them.
By the way, since my upcoming classes will start, I don't know when, but pretty soon, feel free to take notes at any time. Throw snowballs at them. Push twice. Those kids 3 times.
But I have some medical problems. I couldn't really.
Yeah, you have medical problems, but you could throw snowballs at them and push them? Yeah, I know. But, well.
Go coasting with them, but I would push them down the hill in the sleigh. I would place.
This is an entitled woman, man. And she's exactly like Daniel, bragging about what she had done. We don't care, dude. That's what you do with children. You play with children. And if the mother doesn't, then you must have hated it a lot and seen it as a chore. Trust me, Belinda would have loved to have this opportunity.
Snowballs with them. I built snowmans with them. I never seen Malaya ever do that with them. When she was out watching them coast, she was pulling Meadow around in the sleigh. After Meadow was born, yes, Meadow got all the attention. I seen that with my own 2 eyes. Yes.
2 eyes.
Jack and Lilly were sort of put on the back burner. Yes.
Yes.
I've never seen when I would go in there after school. I would never see Malaya sit down and do their homework with them. I would never see Malaya read to them. I would always read to them when I would babysit them. Yes, I babysat Jack and Lilly. Whenever they went somewhere, I would babysit them. And I had no problem with Jack and Lilly. Jack and Lilly would sit with me and watch TV. I would take Jack. He would hold him in my arms. He would pretend he was swimming. He would pretend he was playing airplane. Lily would be running around showing me her dolls. And, like, yes, I did more interaction with those children than Malaya did.
So Jack was a lot closer to her. Lily was running around and, okay, let me see if there's more. Interesting, right? Second post of Janie, splitting the coffee. They may, I don't know what this is. Okay, Facebook.
On May
What are you talking about, woman?
their mother, on May 1st, nobody
What?
to tell them that he was here. On May 2nd, when Jack and Lily disappeared, the people that stayed here on May 2nd was
Wait, what did you say?
2 great aunts and
Ah,
grandmother. Leah's
Jesus, what happened?
on that Friday, May 2nd, the ones that were in the trailer, which like was a family reunion,
Okay,
yes,
stop.
was
Sorry,
2
people.
on May 1st, nobody was here. On May 2nd, when Jack and Lily disappeared.
May 1st, nobody was here. Did you hear that? May 1st, nobody was here. She's telling us to ignore May 1st, which is when I believe it all happened. May 1st was a Thursday. And I believe Thursday evening, Thursday night was exactly when it happened. And then she says May 2nd, when they disappeared. No, that's not when they disappeared. Hear this again.
We're in the trailer,
Wait.
which like was a family reunion.
I cannot hear this voice, man. This voice really.
Do a lot for those kids. Yes, I will say that. Yes.
And what is it?
Hey, internet friend.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
Was that Friday, May 2nd. On May 1st, nobody was here.
On May 1st, nobody was here. What? What? Nobody asks you about May 1st because they told us they disappeared on the 2nd. But her mind is going to May 1st because that's when it happened, people. Now.
2nd, when Jack and Lily disappeared.
Did you hear that? May 2nd. And then she catches herself when Jack and Lily disappeared. This is why she now goes to May 2nd. Friday. Remember, Daniel? This is the lie. They didn't disappear on May 2nd. I hope you listen.
The people that stayed here on May 2nd was Malaya's 2 great aunts and Malaya's grandmother.
Okay.
Stayed the night.
Okay. And?
On that Friday, May 2nd, the ones that were in the trailer, which like was a family reunion, was
in the trailer. Yeah, let me guess. Haley and Daniel was in the bathroom.
Malaya's mother, Cindy.
Yes.
Malaya's grandmother, Patty.
Okay.
Malaya's aunt, I don't know her name. I never met her. Malaya's 2 great aunts.
And?
I never met them. And Cindy's boyfriend.
What about Haley and Cheryl? Did you forget them?
We're all in the big trailer.
Or do you not want to mention Haley because she is the one who told us about your son being in the bathroom doing something?
Eating drinking coffee.
Eating and drinking coffee. Their 2 little children are missing. This is very similar to Kathy Bowersox saying she allegedly came to the scene when Sebastian went missing after Seth, right? And what did Seth do? He was sitting in his truck on his phone, talking on his phone, smoking a cigarette, making it sound like having a good old time, relaxing, not a worry in the world. This is an interpretation of what they have been doing. You don't know what's been running through these people's minds. So the only thing she can think about, they were drinking coffee and they were eating. Why do you need to focus on that? Because you want to make them look like some sort of freeloaders, some sort of people that don't care about anything. And they shouldn't have a right to be on your property doing that. Not one iota of thought about Jack and Lilly and their concern about where the children might be. Isn't that something? And where was Haley? Haley told us that Matt Daniels spent a lot of time in the bathroom. Are you not bringing Haley up on purpose because of what she had said already? Oh my God, that woman, dude. I'm not surprised though.
I don't believe any of them went out searching.
And okay.
On that Saturday, after everybody left, after the fight or the altercation.
You said fight first. And Haley said you tried to fight her.
At the end of the driveway,
Only at the end of the driveway?
everybody left. Except Malaya's grandmother Patty was here.
Okay.
And she was going to stay the night. But I think it was Corey, Haley's boyfriend.
Oh. Did you hear? Did she leave out Haley but include her boyfriend? Let me hear this again.
Came and took.
Okay, one more time. Sorry, man.
On May 1st, nobody was here. On May 2nd, when Jack and Lilly.
Why would they be? Oh, because that's actually when they disappeared. May 1st, the kids were not reported missing. Why would they be here?
Lily disappeared. The people that stayed here on May 2nd was
Where?
Malaya's 2 great aunts and Malaya.
None of this is important, actually, is that? The family, you call it a family reunion? Are you crazy? She wants to tell us, yeah, they normally don't get together. Of course they get together now because there's an emergency situation.
His grandmother stayed the night. On that Friday, May 2nd, the ones that were in the trailer, which was a family reunion.
Which was a family, you idiot. You idiot. Again, this is her trying to interpret it as them having a great time. Nothing about Jack. Oh my
was Malaya's mother, Cindy.
Nasty woman.
Malaya's grandmother, Patty.
Nasty woman.
Malaya's aunt. I don't know her name. I never met her.
I don't care.
Malaya's 2 great aunts. I never met them. And Cindy's boyfriend. We're all in the big trailer, eating, drinking coffee. I don't believe any of them went out searching.
That's what she focuses on, them being... Okay, let's hear it. Oh, I can only take so much.
That Saturday, after everybody left, after the fight or the altercation,
the fight.
at the end of the driveway, everybody left.
And by the way, from her perspective, it was a fight, right? I don't know what the others, it's in her opinion, it was a fight. Okay. That's how she saw it. That could have gotten a lot worse hadn't the cops gotten in the middle of it.
Except Malaya's grandmother Patty was here, and she was going to stay the night. But I think it was Corey, Haley's boyfriend, came and took her. She did not want to leave. But
so did you just leave out Haley on purpose? Was she there?
Corey came and took her, and they all left. There was nobody here after that when everybody left on Saturday evening.
Okay.
She told me that if I interfered in her investigation, she'd have me removed off the property. I told her there was a dog in there. If she didn't even give me the chance to tell me to take my dog out of there. She started shooting off to me. I then let the searchers search my trailer. Malaya let them search my trailer. And on Sunday morning, Mason and 3 other people come in and searched my trailer. They even checked my washer spinner. So I did not refuse to let them search my trailer. I just told Officer Mason there was a dog in.
Malaya let them search the trailer. You did not.
There, my dog was protecting his property, and I was scared if she went in there, my dog would have done something. Not that he would have, but you don't know when somebody enters
Not that he would have, right? Okay.
your property without a dog knowing. It was just for her safety and my dog's safety. So if people can't understand that, then they don't know anything about dogs. My dog has lived a quiet life here, and
I thought it was a real small dog. Didn't you tell us that first?
All of a sudden, I have all these search and rescue people here.
And 2 children are missing. Then you take your dog on the leash, walk him out and say, here you go. Please find something good.
All cops, helicopters, drones. My dog is got so much anxiety in him, he's losing his hair. I had him to the...
Oh my God. You see, it's one thing when people talk about themselves and say, oh my God, I got anxiety right now. I cannot answer any more questions. But she's actually taken a step above that and saying her dog has anxiety. This is a woman of excuses, dude.
The vet told him as long as I was...
And the people don't have anxiety because 2 missing children. Are you crazy? You're talking about your dog's anxiety? You take your dog on a leash and take him for a walk and say, I'll be back in an hour or 30 minutes. I'm going to go outside and do whatever I do. Smoke a cigarette or have whatever the hell you want to do, or take your dog on a walk, or... Oh my God, this woman, dude.
Stressed out, my dog would be stressed out. So it had nothing to do with me not letting them search my...
Your dog was stressed out. And there were how many people there looking for Jack and Lilly? Or the police? There were 100+ searchers out in the woods, and you're talking about your dog losing his hair because your dog is so stressed out?
RV, I was just the safety of the officer. And...
Idiot. Again, you take your dog on a leash and say, here you go. Is this woman serious?
For my dog. And as far as the cupboard goes, I had nothing in the cupboard. I do not do drugs.
You don't. How about your son?
Do not have guns. I don't do any shit like that.
Uh-huh.
So there's your answer to the cupboard. There's your answer to the...
Any shit like what?
The RCMP not searching my trailer. They have searched my trailer 3 times.
Oh, 3. Okay, now I pay attention. Did they? I want to hear it from them. Why 3 times? Why not 1 good time? Oh, God. This is annoying.
By the way, I do not accept friends' requests, so don't even bother sending me one.
Shut up. That's what she's focused on. Because she's there in the live chat, right? And people send her friend requests. You idiot. Who wants to be a friend? Let's see what's next. I hope something good. So I got a 15-minute audio here that I guess is okay.
My dog does not like Lily's loud scream.
Yes.
Just like any dog would not like Lily's loud scream.
Uh-oh, why you feel the need to tell us any dog? Was her scream so bad to you or to your dog specifically? We are talking about your dog. She's telling you this is not my dog's fault. Any dog would have hated her scream because her scream was so bad. This is victim blaming right now.
I can't stand Lily's loud scream.
We know that. Absolutely. That was a major... So how did you handle it when Lily would scream? How did you handle it that night, on a Thursday night, when Lily was screaming? Did you go in the trailer say, "Sweetheart Lily, would you mind toning it down a little bit?" Or did you push?
If you watched her birthday party, the way she screamed, could you stand Lily's scream all the time?
We are not talking about me. We are talking about your dog and what happened that night. And what did you do? What did Daniel do?
Dog reacts. My dog tells me when there's people in the yard.
Yes, and that's what Logan tried to lie about. Logan lied and tried to make it sound like, oh, I went there so many times and the dog, I didn't even hear him. Well, I didn't pay attention to him. These people are lying for a reason. You understand that? There are 2 missing children. People don't lie for no reason. They lie because A, that could be a pattern that is being triggered by something that they're trying to hide. Or a lot worse than that.
My dog tells me when the kids are outside, my dog...
Now it's all about her dog. What about you?
is really sensitive because he's so used to being...
You said before every dog would have hated it. But now your dog is highly sensitive.
all alone here for the last for whenever the kids showed up here 2 years ago. My dog has been used to quietness. When Jack and Lilly moved in here, my dog got more sensitive to sounds because of the kids yelling, screaming. So yes, my dog is very sensitive to Lily's scream and Jack screaming or talking.
Okay. So,
I'm going to save you guys a little trouble about asking me questions. I'm going to start from Monday. Monday, the kids went to school.
yeah.
They came home from school, they were playing outside. Tuesday, they went to school, they were playing outside. Wednesday, they had an in-service. Daniel?
Playing outside, no supervision. Okay, we got it.
Left at 12 o'clock with Malaya, Jack, Lily, and Meadow. They went to their grandmother's to do laundry. They get home at 10:30 that night. Thursday, they were in town.
Whose grandmothers?
Here 2 years ago, my dog has been used to quietness. When Jack and Lily moved in here, my dog got more sensitive to sounds because of the kids yelling, screaming. So yes, my dog is very sensitive to Lily's scream and Jack screaming or talking.
Victim blaming. Victim blaming. Victim blaming. There's a reason for that. These kids are missing now. Old woman.
I'm going to save you guys a little trouble about asking me questions. I'm going to start from...
She wants to save us a little trouble, right? patronizing the audience.
Monday, the kids went to school.
Uh-huh.
They came home from school, they were playing outside. Tuesday, they went to school, they were playing outside.
Okay.
Wednesday, they had an in-service. Daniel left at 12 o'clock with Malaya, Jack, Lily, and Meadow. They went to their grandmother's to do laundry. They get home at 10:30 that night.
They went to their grandmother's. Whose grandmother was that? I know it wasn't Belinda. Was it Malaya's grandmother? It wouldn't be Malaya's mother, right? Whose grandmother? Wait a minute.
Kids yelling, screaming. So, yes, my dog is very sensitive to Lily's scream and Jack screaming or talking.
Okay. Let's hear it, baby.
I'm going to save you guys a little trouble about asking me questions. I'm going to start from Monday. Monday, the kids went to school. They came home from school, they were playing outside. Tuesday, they went to school, they were playing outside.
Okay.
Wednesday, they had an in-service. Daniel left at 12 o'clock with Malaya, Jack, Lily, and Meadow. They went to their grandmother's to do laundry. They get home at 10:30 that night. Thursday, they were in town. When they came home, I came out of the trailer. Jack was sitting beside the little playhouse digging worms with Lily. Jack said, "Granny, I found a worm. I found a centipede." I said, "Good boy. You keep looking." I went over and I started raking in front of my RV where I found Malaya standing. I was raking my ground, raking there.
I found Malaya standing. Interesting choice of words, right?
Gravel out of the bank.
So I guess I'm going to have to do a part 2 later because this is already late, but I'm going to keep going.
Kids went to school. They came home from school, they were playing outside. Tuesday, they went to school, they were playing outside.
Okay.
Wednesday, they had an in-service. Daniel left at 12 o'clock with Malaya, Jack, Lily, and Meadow.
Okay.
They went to their grandmother's to do laundry. They get home at 10:30 that night. Thursday, they were in town. When they came...
So 10:30, they came home on Wednesday at 10:30 at night, and the kid's supposed to have school the next day, but yeah, they called them out, right, on Thursday. Am I understanding this here correctly? Because please feel free to correct me if I'm not. So on Wednesday, there was no school. They went to do laundry with, which grandmother was it? Okay, right? They came home at 10:30. The kids, a 4 and a 6-year-old, were supposed to get up early for school. Okay, maybe. I mean...
Came home, I came out of the trailer.
And make sure you don't ignore the fact that she tries to sound like she made herself useful at all times, raking leaves or something, right? She doesn't want to be seen like a lazy woman who would let the yard just go to shits.
Jack was sitting beside the little playhouse digging worms with Lily.
Okay.
Jack said, "Granny, I found a worm. I found a centipede." I said, "Good boy. You keep looking."
So she's trying to she feels the need to make herself sound like a loving grandmother.
I went over and I started raking in front of my RV where I found Malaya standing. I was raking there some gravel out of the bank to smooth it out to put a swimming pool. That's the only thing.
Really? The yard, nothing looks like it's been taken care of at all, but around you... Okay, wait.
The thing I did was break a little gravel out of the bank to level it out for a swimming pool. The footprint was found right where I was leveling the ground out for the swimming pool. An investigator came and measured the little footprint to see if it was Jack or Lily's. That's the only footprint.
Oh, what a coincidence. Did you rake? And this is also a sensitive area. Remember, she had to fill potholes that night. Was it to get rid of evidence and she forgot this one footprint? because maybe people would say, why is everything so clean? Everything looks like trash, but except there has been raking, and I believe she wanted to get rid of some sort of evidence, be it footprints, be it ATV or car tires or something. And the excuse was, I had to fill in the potholes. So after that, she filled in the potholes to make it look like there was a reason for her to do that. Because as some of you pointed out, the ATV looks surprisingly clean and everything else looks pretty trashy. By the way, if there's anything that I don't get to right now, I want to race through this pretty fast. And I will come back to it, but it's already been an hour and 10 minutes. So I will overlook a couple of things and I will read your comments.
That was found. So Friday morning, I get up at 6 o'clock, had my cigarettes, and
Friday morning she gets up at 6 o'clock. Okay.
my cup of tea, went out at 7 o'clock and fed my chickens, came back in, went on TMU. 9:48, my brother called me.
When?
Out of the bank to level it out for a swimming pool. The footprint was found.
What a loving grandma, right?
Right where I was leveling the ground out for the swimming pool. An investigator came and measured the little footprint.
Yeah, I'm sure you were going to put in a swimming pool. I'm sure. You had so many years there to fix up the place, and now all of a sudden, right? That's her excuse why she raked a lot of things and nothing was found evidence-wise. Interesting.
To see if it was Jack or Lily's. That's the only footprint that was found. So,
because you've done a great job.
Friday morning, I get up at 6 o'clock, had my cigarettes.
She's now talking in present tense, so there is a high possibility of a script being introduced right now.
And my cup of tea, went out at 7 o'clock and fed my chickens, came back in, went on TMU. 9:48, my brother called me.
So she may have misspoken, or maybe not. 9:40, but I'm sure the police verified that. 8:48, right? Okay, go on, woman.
Maybe it is easier for me to talk on this because I don't have to wait for your questions. Okay, here's the thing about the
yes. The what?
Okay, to save everybody trouble, here is what happened at the end of my driveway. The altercation. My brother, me and Justin were out.
Okay, now she's getting flustered because she sees messages and questions, and she is scripted, at least partially, but when she's unprepared, that's not good for her. That's not good for her. And the fact that she has to think for so long shows me that she is hiding a lot of things that are on her mind in terms of having to be silent about them. And that is why leakage often occurs, because whatever you need to be silent about is going to be right in the forefront of your mind. That's why it leaks out, it spills out.
On the four-wheeler, we were up at the pipeline. We were coming out at the road called the Madison Road. Malaya called me on my phone. She called me at 3:32. I didn't answer because we were talking to a lady on her four-wheeler with a child. Then she called me back at 5:39. I answered the phone. She told me to get back here to the trailer. I said, what's up? She said, I can't tell you over the phone. So I came back here. Me and Justin came back here to the trailer. Marlea was standing on the edge of the driveway, crying her
Where was Daniel?
eyes out. I went up and I put my arms around her and I said, please don't tell me that they found the kids dead. Haley
Put her arms around her. Yes, you're a loving woman. Okay, great.
started shooting off about something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was Shelby. I'm not 100%.
Was it about drugs?
sure. She started shooting off. I ordered them off my property. The police care.
And she doesn't want to tell us what it was about, you see? Shooting off, being dismissive. Tell us exactly what they said, and then get into it.
The RCMP came and asked me what was going on, if there was a fight. I said there was no fight. I just ordered them off my property.
No, you already told us. The first thing that came to your mind earlier was that there was a fight. From your perspective, now she feels a need, you see, when somebody feels a need to tell us there was no fight, or she corrected herself. She felt the need to correct the term fight, because that's not the impression she wants to give to you.
He took me aside. He has it all video cammed. He took me aside and asked me what happened. I said, Malaya, exactly the same thing. Malaya called me. I came back here to the trailer. I thought the kids were dead. Then Haley and the dad. Then Haley and this other girl, I think.
Okay, so Malaya was crying, right? Did you tell us Malaya was crying? Because you guys told us before she was never crying.
Wrote, Malaya called me on my phone.
Yes.
She called me at 3:32. I didn't answer because we were talking to a lady on her four-wheeler with a child.
And look how accurate she can tell you the time about things that cannot be, that cannot incriminate her. But that morning, I wasn't looking at the clock. Right.
Then she called me back at 5:39.
Okay.
I answered the phone. She told me to get back here to the trailer. I said, what's up? She said, I can't tell you over the phone. So I came back here. Me and Justin came back here to the trailer. Marlea was standing on the edge of the driveway, crying her eyes out. I went up and I put my arms around her and said, please don't tell me that they found the kids dead. Haley started shooting off about something. And then I think it was Shelby.
About something. Nope, that's avoidance. That's what we need to look, Okay.
Not 100% sure. She started shooting off. I ordered them off my property.
Suddenly she's not 100% sure, right?
The police or the RCMP came and asked me what.
You are so accurate with the exact timing, but you're not sure what any of this was about and what she was shooting her mouth off about, according to your own language.
What was going on, if there was a fight. I said there was no fight. I just ordered them off my property. He took me aside. He has it all video cammed. He took me aside and asked me what happened. I said, Malaya, exactly the same thing. Malaya called me. I came back here to the trailer. I thought the kids were dead. Then Haley and this other girl, I think it was Shelby. I can't be 100% right.
Can't be 100% right. Yeah, we know that. Not 100% sure, but you can't be 100% right because you are now lying. Period.
Started shooting off. I told him to get off my property. He asked me what the altercation was about. I said I didn't know. I didn't.
She wants to say fight again, but she told us just now there was no fight, right? Right.
And I didn't listen to them. I wasn't fighting with anybody. I told
well, the first thing that you said, there was a fight, okay?
Told him that the most important thing was to find Lily and Jack. He agreed with me.
Not the most important, the only important thing.
I do not.
So why are you now introducing Jack and Lilly? Because you're trying to avoid what happened at that particular moment, what the allegations were, why Haley had a problem, right?
Order Maria off the property. She was more than welcome to stay here. Her grandmother was even here, and her grandmother was going to stay the night. And I said, that is fine. Cindy's more than welcome to stay here. So I did not order Malaya off the property. What went on after they left, after the police?
What went on after? The story goes.
Left and after they went to this briefing, I do not know what happened. I stayed here. I stayed here, and me and Justin went back.
Because in the briefing they said, you're going to be with this drug addict, Malaya. Malaya. This is rock bottom. Now is your chance to get the hell out of there. And Malaya made her own decision. Cindy didn't put a gun to her head.
out on the bike. So whatever happened after.
Whatever happened after. Avoidance. Okay, now, this is quite a bit, right? There will be a part 2, people. I'm not used to making these types of long videos. That's why I don't do 4-hour lives. But, how I forgot what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. It does matter, actually.
Asked me what was going on, if there was a fight. I said there was no fight. I just ordered them off my property. He took me aside. He has it all video cammed.
Yes.
He took me aside and asked me what happened. I said, Malaya, exactly the same thing. Malaya called me. I came back here to the trailer. I thought the kids were dead. Then Haley and this other girl, I think it was Shelby.
That was the first thing on her mind. The kids are dead.
I can't be 100% right.
Yes, she was crying. Okay.
Started shooting off. I told him to get off my property. He asked me what the altercation.
Don't interpret her words as shooting off. That is also avoidance. Not telling us what she was shooting off about. What was she talking about? What was she angry about?
Altercation was about. I said I didn't know. I didn't listen to them. I wasn't fighting with anybody. I told him that the most important thing was to find Lily and Jack. He agreed with me.
And all the time she's avoiding Jack and Lily and the only important thing, but conveniently inserting it whenever she wants to avoid something. All of a sudden, let's make this about Jack and Lily. Same thing Daniel does. Everything is about protecting himself, putting himself into a good light. But when a topic comes up that is not convenient, all of a sudden, the main focus. It would be the only focus, and it should have been the only focus the whole time. Where are Jack and Lily? Same with Chris Proudfoot. Let's make this about Sebastian. You ask an inconvenient question, he either says, I can't divulge, or let's make this about Sebastian, you know?
I do not order.
Not in terms of wanting to make it about Sebastian and having any type of urgency about him, but trying to induce guilt to anybody questioning them. It is suggesting if you focus on me any more than you have already done, you're not really interested in finding the kids. And that's projection. Accusing somebody of something that you yourself are guilty of.
Malaya off the property. She was more than welcome to stay here. Her grandmother was even here, and her grandmother was going to stay the night. And I said, that is fine. Cindy's more than welcome to stay here. So I did not order Malaya off the property. What went on after they left, after the police left, and after they went to this briefing, I do not know what happened. I stayed here.
And you haven't learned anything about it after all this time? Who was at the briefing? Was Daniel there too? Who was there? Who all was there? You were so accurate about who was in the house having coffee and food. But now you're leaving that out. What was said in the briefing? What have you heard? That's important.
I stayed here, and me and Justin went back out on the bike. So whatever happened after.
Out on the bike? I'm not sure. Is she talking about the ATV and referring to it as a bike? I think maybe yes.
Haley and this other girl left. I don't know what happened. I was away with Justin on
Haley and Cheryl, right?
the bike. So you have to.
She doesn't want to talk about what happened. I'm pretty sure you have been told by now. But you don't want to talk about it. And that's also, I don't believe you were out to search, but you wanted to get away from it, to not be seen, to not make things worse. And by the way, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Everything I'm stating is my opinion only. What I'm doing is my best to let you know how I have formed my opinions.
Get all your information from.
Or thoughts, rather.
Daniel and Malaya about that, because I do not know.
Okay.
And I'm going to clear up this thing about Belinda. Belinda said that she came and she said that I was crying, and I blame myself for it, and this is the time that I wouldn't let the police in. Said that I wouldn't let the police in my RV. Well, the reason why I was crying, Belinda, is I blame myself for not getting up that morning and seeing the kids. Because whenever they're outside, I'm usually out there. I'm the one watching those kids. I watch those kids.
Those kids. That's extreme distancing when you consider that these kids are helpless. Something happened to them. They're missing. Supposedly, you don't know what happened to them. And they're still those kids to you. Baggage, right? And what exactly are you blaming yourself for? Let's hear it.
Out in the yard every day. That's why I blame
Except that moment. Except that day.
myself for not getting up that day.
Interesting. Whenever something happens every single day, but except on that particular day that something significant happened, that needs to be flagged and looked at and examined more closely.
If I would have got up, this would have never happened. So that's why I was.
Okay. Are we talking about Friday morning or the night before? This never would have happened. This would have never happened. What is this?
Crying that day, Belinda, is because I blame myself for not getting up for those kids.
For not getting up for those kids. What exactly are you blaming yourself for? For putting too much pressure on Daniel to shut Lily up? Because she feels the need to let us know what she blames herself for. So, are those tears real? Yes. 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 But she is not telling us why she blames herself. She blames herself. And the reason she's coming off so strong is because she doesn't want to tell us why exactly she blames herself. As in, what role did you play? What exactly was your fault? What do you blame yourself for? I think they are real. I think so. I think she absolutely grew to hate Lily's voice and gotten to the point where well, I'll get more into this later, but I also believe that as time passes, you get to realize these are two innocent children. And had you been a nicer woman about things and not maybe snapped or told Daniel, allegedly maybe, do something about this, we gotta, whatever it was, that's where the avoidance comes in. We are still human people, right? We are still human beings. I believe these tears are real. I do. And I know some of you will disagree. For example, in the case of Katie Proudfoot, not one tear is real, but she's also a sociopath, meaning that the types of human emotions that are natural, she is simply disconnected from herself. That's a whole different situation. So I don't believe that Janie said, I believe that hadn't it been for Lily, triggering the dog every single day or all the time, maybe things would have been better. And she, this is just my opinion, by the way, but I believe the significance of what took place, she recognizes it now. And again, she doesn't want to tell us what exactly she blames herself for. So she is using a fabricated scenario about what supposedly happened that morning.
I'll tell you something else, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I would never, ever, ever let anything happen to those kids.
But did you? I want you to tell me I didn't let anything happen to them. You wouldn't, but you did, right? If something happened, you already said you're blaming yourself, but all of a sudden you wouldn't let anything happen to these kids. So did something happen that went beyond what you expected when you told Daniel possibly to shut these kids up, to shut Lily up when she was screaming? That is something that I personally believe is now getting into her mind that she doesn't want to talk about. But the vehemence of what actually took place all of a sudden hit her after she is doing everything, her intention. Okay, remember, plates, priorities, leakage, avoidance, intentions, deception, and sensitivities. The intention is to get the eyes off of Daniel, to make herself sound innocent. We don't know anything, we didn't do anything. But all of a sudden, it hits her that there are two innocent children and something happened to them. When a cop asks you, did you kill your wife? And you say, I didn't. That's reliable. I would never kill my wife. Not reliable. You cannot do it now because she's already dead, right? Let's listen again.
Those kids.
Wait.
And I'll tell you something else, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I would never, ever, ever let anything happen to those kids.
You already did. It's easy to say now I would. Right now you wouldn't. Because right now you can't. It's an easy thing to say. You can say, I regret having let something happen to these kids. I regret the role that I played. I regret putting so much pressure on them, on Daniel especially, that maybe he snapped and did something. There is a sense of responsibility here that she feels. And being a mother herself, having seen these go-lucky children, knowing what happened, in my opinion, it hits her. It really, really, really hits her. So yes, I think these tears are real, but she is not telling us why she is crying.
I watched them for 2 years. I seen them day in and day out.
Uh-huh.
What went on between Malay and Daniel has nothing to do with me. I live here in the camper. They live in the trailer.
What happened between Daniel and Malaya? Interesting, right? What she's introducing here.
And I'll tell you something else, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I would never, ever, ever let anything happen to those kids.
Those kids. Again, those kids. Those kids.
I watched them for 2 years. I seen them day in and day out.
Okay.
And I will also say the only time that Jack and Lilly and Meadow ever went.
Wait, did I skip?
I blame myself for not getting up for those kids.
Those kids.
And I'll tell you something else, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I would never, ever, ever let anything happen to those kids.
It's too late, baby.
I watched them for 2 years. I seen them day in and day out. What went on between Malaya and Daniel has nothing to do with me.
What did happen between Malaya and Daniel? That has nothing to do with you? What did happen between Malaya and Daniel? That's what I want to know right now. Tell us that. Something very strong is on her mind right now.
Hey, I live here in the camper. They live in the trailer.
Something.
What went on in there is none of my business.
Yes, it's none of your business, but you made it your business, and that's why the kids are missing. Remember, Malaya was shocked that Mom was home. Not home in her trailer, but in their home, because Lily had been screaming. You made it your business, and you said, shut this girl up. That is my opinion and my opinion only, and I've stated it before. As far as a few weeks back. It was none of your business. Yes, that's how you look at it now. But you made it your business. And that's why you're crying, because you are feeling guilt for something. And in my opinion, you have contributed to what had happened to Jack and Lilly. Period.
And when you have to call your kids, Jack and Lily's mother, and tell them that Jack has his boots off and Jack has his coats off, does that tell you that Malaya was watching the kids? So don't come down on me because they weren't my...
Same thing like Daniel, man. Same thing. Stop blaming Malaya. This is now about Jack and Lilly. But what is she trying to say to us here? They didn't have their boots on in the yard? Again, you're not talking about this morning, in my opinion, at all. Did you remind Daniel to take the boots for the children when you get rid of them, when you transport them away? Because police will say, how could they leave without their boots on? How could they leave the house? You see?
Grandchildren, but that I do, and I do consider them my grandchildren. I don't care what
Yeah.
anything happened to those kids.
Those kids.
I watched them for 2 years. I seen them day in and day out.
Uh-huh.
What went on between Malaya and Daniel has nothing to do with me. I live here in the camper. They live in...
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Sorry, people.
What went on in there is none of my business.
Yeah.
And when you have to call your kids, Jack and Lily's mother, and tell
When you have to call your Jack and Lily's mother, whom did you remind to take the boots?
them that Jack has his boots off and Jack has his coats off, does that tell you that Malaya
Interesting, right?
was watching the kids?
Blaming Malaya. Within a fabrication. Normalizing the fact that the boots had to be taken later, but no coats. No coats. Their coats were there. And you didn't want to tell us what they were wearing, because why? I already talked about that before. Let's finish it.
So don't come down on me because they weren't my grandchildren, but that I do consider them my grandchildren. I don't care what anybody says. When they came into my life, they became part of my family.
Okay.
So if people doubt that, then they don't think very much of me. because I'm not that kind of a person.
Uh-oh, when you say I'm not that kind of a person, we want to know you're avoiding to tell us what happened that night and what you did and why you're crying and why you feel responsible partially for what took place. That's when you generalize it and say, I'm not that kind of person, except I did it. I did something. Maybe I didn't kill them, but I did something really bad. But normally I am not that bad. She's trying to clear her conscience, trying to wipe her conscience clean. And she is using Malaya's negligence, neglect, to justify what took place. So, am I done? Not yet. 2 more minutes. Come on. Come on.
No, I want to continue this. I want to get this all out of my system, and I want to tell you guys the truth.
You want to tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. She's saying, I want to tell you the truth. That means she's not telling us the truth. She would like to be able to tell the truth, but that would get her son taken away, in my opinion, so she can't. And she won't.
It really bothers me because I've been a grandmother for 9.5 years. In the last 2 months, I can't be a grandmother anymore. I'm not a grandmother. My grandchild, my oldest...
You're still a grandmother. Oh, but you didn't act grandmotherly. So you don't consider yourself the same type of grandmother you used to consider yourself, because you know of something that you're hiding, Janie.
Granddaughter's birthday was on the 25th of this month, and I couldn't even see her. All
We care about Jack and Lilly, and you're avoiding it now by talking about your own grandchildren.
because of what happened. And I had nothing to do with it.
What is it? Because of what happened? What did happen? Avoidance. I had nothing to do with it. What is it? You want to tell us, but you're not doing it.
But I am the one that is suffering. So is Jack and Lilly.
So is Jack and Lilly. You're suffering. You are priority. You are first. You mentioned yourself first. So is Jack and Lilly. You had to remind yourself. Oh, by the way, Jack and Lilly, yeah. Except I think you know what happened to them. And that they're no longer suffering. But that's just my opinion.
They don't know where they are. They don't know what's going on.
And that's she feels a need to add this. They don't know what's going on. Who? This is
It's all in my system, and I want to tell you guys the truth. It really bothers me because I've been a grandmother for 9.5 years.
Yeah. I have no doubt at that moment she would love to clear her conscience, but she can't because Daniel needs to be protected, which is the reason you're speaking in the first place, Janie. Let's keep it real.
In the last 2 months, I can't be a grandmother anymore. I'm not a grandmother. My grandchild, my oldest granddaughter's birthday was on the 25th of this month, and I couldn't even see her, all because of what happened.
All because of what happened. What did happen? Well, we don't care. I'm sorry to say it, but we don't care about your grandchildren right now. We care only about Jack and Lilly. Okay? Okay? Okay?
And I had nothing to do with it. But I am the one that is suffering.
I had nothing to do with it. But that means delete what comes before that. What did you have to do with it? How did you contribute in your own mind, through your own language?
So is Jack and Lilly. They don't know where they are. They don't know what's going on. Well, Meadow doesn't know what's going on.
Who doesn't know what's going on? Jack and Lilly? Or is she referring to police? How about we don't know what's going on? That would be better, right? Right? Right?
And my other 2 grandchildren don't know. 2 months, I can't be a grandmother anymore. I'm not a grandmother.
Yeah.
My grandchild, my golden.
I'm not a grandmother, exactly. Because whatever role you played sort of makes you think of yourself very differently than you would of what a grandmother should be doing.
His granddaughter's birthday was on the 25th of this month, and I couldn't even see her, all because of what happened. And I had nothing to do with it.
All because of what oh.
But I am the one that is suffering. So is Jack and Lilly. They don't know where they are. They don't know what's going on. Well, Meadow doesn't know what's going on.
They don't know. Okay, maybe police she's talking about, right? Do you know? You didn't say we don't know what's going on. You said they don't know what's going on. There's a big difference here, people.
And my other two grandchildren don't know what's going on. I watched my oldest two grandchildren play with those kids for the last 2 years. And now
Those kids, again, those kids.
they don't even know what's happening. They don't know what happened to Jack and Lilly. They don't know where they are. It's not about me. It's about, I'm worried about my grandchildren.
Yeah, not Jack and Lilly. That's for sure.
What impact this is having on them. I can recall.
And maybe that is what the tears are about. The impact, what happened. She is not crying for Jack and Lilly. I realize it just now. She knows she could have handled things better because now it's coming back to haunt her. Because she keeps saying those kids. So the tears are real. But now is a good time for me to correct myself a little bit. What is she crying about? What triggers the tears? The regrets? Yes. She regrets what role she thinks she played that led to Jack and Lilly being missing. But she is not crying for Jack and Lilly, in my opinion, people. What do you think? I hate it when people say that, like Daphne, like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you, every click hit and like, and tell me what you think. Leave a comment and like, leave a comment. But I'm very interested actually. What do you think? What is she actually? The tears, I believe, are real. Feel free to disagree with me if you do. Whatever your own thoughts are welcome. Anybody that thinks for themselves, yes. But what is she crying about? So now I believe the combination of saying those kids, no, not for Jack and Lilly. She is crying because of this. All because of this. What does it tell you when saying all because of this? Because it's not a big deal to her what happened to Jack and Lilly. What? Because of this? Without telling us, avoiding to tell us what exactly happened. Because of this, I cannot see my grandchildren. She did not care about Jack and Lilly. The words introduced pushing, what, twice or more? Throwing snowballs at them, that's aggression right there. Not having a snowball fight with them, but at them. Because of those two kids, now my relationship with my grandkids is not what it used to be. All because of this. There's a sense of victim blaming here too. That those kids that were Malaya's responsibility have no business impacting you and your life. That's why I think she is crying. And you tell me what you think.
Recover from this. It's going to take me a long time, but
Oh, no consideration for Jack and Lilly at all. You see, now she had real tears, but she masked it. She tried to mask it as if she was crying for Jack and Lilly. But now, towards the end, it's coming out what exactly she is crying about. Now there is nothing about Jack and Lilly. And now it's about her not being able to recover. You don't know what happened to Jack and Lilly? That means they could be out there, right? Right? Say something about that.
Just think what the impact has on my grandchildren.
Exactly. You care about yourself, your son, and your grandchildren. About Jack and Lilly? No. Nothing.
And Jack and Lilly.
And Jack and Lilly. At the end. Distancing. A reminder. Oh, I need to add Jack and Lilly to it because otherwise they may figure out. Horrible job, Janie. Your attempt to control the damage has backfired.
How much it's hurting them. And I beg Malaya to come out and tell her side of the story.
Her side of the story? How about the truth, you fabricator? Going along with the script. Because you don't want the truth. It'll come back to your son, what he did, in my opinion. You want her to support the script alongside Daniel. That's what you are appealing to her about.
And she's the only one that can answer the questions that we can't. I begged her to come out and talk. For the sake of the grandchildren. For the sake of her children.
For the sake of her grandchildren. Now we go. It's your fault, Malaya, and because of you, I'm not able to see my grandchildren. Do it for the sake of my grandchildren. Oh, by the way, and her children who are missing, who are the reason. You see, Malaya owes me. That's how she feels, that woman. You owe me that so I can see my grandchildren again. What a whole crock. Almost finished. Is this all? Well, this is all for now, people. I thank you for watching. Please don't stop leaving me the comments on this one. I'm very interested in what you have to say.